Hello, this is Sandy with Sandy's Crafty Creations, here today with a product and a project share for Flossie Scrapper of Burleson, Texas. Flossie Scrapper is a store located in Burleson, but also she has a online store at www.flossiescrapper.com. That's www.flossiescrapper.com. I'll leave the link in the description below so that you can easily find her store. I received the beautiful Kaiser Craft Betsy Couture paper collection to create a project with. I decided to make one of my flip hinge albums, which is an 8.5 by 8.5 size album cover with 8 by 8 pages. And I'm going to zoom out so that I can show it to you a little bit better. Okay, this is the front cover. I also used some Prima flowers, some Prima resin embellishments, Tim Holtz doorknob, different things like that. I also used some Kaiser Craft roses. So let me show you this real quick on the front cover. I put down some pattern paper, 2 different ones, and then did a stripe with a different one behind, and then fussy cut out different elements of the paper. For the feathers and these flourishes come from a pack of cutouts that you get a whole lot in a pack, so that's really great for designing. I think the clock is one as well. And then I layered up with the flowers. This is a Prima flower with the lace. It already comes that way, and you can get that at Flossie's. These are Prima leaves I cut from a long stem, the little Prima flowers, and these are the Kaiser Craft roses, in here 3. And these are some wonderful, wonderful beads that you can get at Flossie's. They're called Memory Hardware Pearls by Prima, and you get a bunch of these in a jar. And then I glued just a few of those around in here. And then I took before I added the flowers, I stained the window and the corner pieces. These are resin from Prima with peacock feathers, Tim Holtz ink, and then spritzed them with the Color Bloom Prima inks in the antique gold to give that antique look. And then I also used this metal lock piece that is from Prima that you can get in a package. And so all of these, and then I touched them up with Bo Bunny glitter glue. And again, all of this you can get at Flossie Scrapper. This is a Tim Holtz knob that I attached to the side for this. I tied a loose bow with Hug Snug seam binding. This was in the blue color, but if you can get the white or the off-white, you can stain it any color you want and antique it. I used the Color Bloom Gold again to antique this. And Flossie Scrapper will be getting in some of the Hug Snug white ribbon as soon as they can get that in. These are peacock feathers that I actually cut from a flower arrangement that I had. I just snipped off a little bit there. And I did use the gold and also the sugar glitter throughout this. And then I used 3D lacquer on the clock and the word family here on this. So this turned out really, really pretty on the front. I really like how it all looks. And then on the back, it has a really wide spine. And I created another ribbon piece that I antiqued with the Color Bloom Antique Gold. And then I created a charm piece out of chain that I threaded with ribbon and added different charms. Some of the charms are from my stash, and some of these come in a set from Prima, like this real pretty crystal one and this gold leaf, and I actually added glitter to it to make it pretty. And this beaded piece, these all come in one set that you can get at Flossie Scrapper. And then I tied in some strings of pearls that I had in my stash and added a button, a pretty rhinestone button. So I like how that turned out on the back of the spine, and then the back is just plain paper so that you can lay it down flat. Now the closure for this album is created with eyelets and the doorknob and a hairband elastic just tied in through the eyelet. So you just release it like that, and then we open this up, and this is a really big, thick album. It has the flip hinge that I came up with, that I like for creating my albums. And so in the first inside cover here, we have a flip like this with the decorative. You can use any kind of lace punch, and this is actually a pocket, these corner pockets like that, with a pretty lady like this. So you have these. And again, this is the Kaiser Craft Betsy Couture paper collection line. It's a wonderful collection for family and vintage photos. This flips back, and this is a belly band I created with some pretty ribbon and lace. Another Prima flower, and this just slides out and I punch the corners. So you could use any kind of decorative corner punch that you have or that you purchase. I have to lift this up just a little bit to get that in. So I don't like those hanging. They come out easy, but they don't go back in as easy, do they? Okay, we're going to just let that lay there for now. I don't want to take up time on the video. This next page is a pocket, and I used a Prima latch here and a magnet to hold this little mini album in. And the latch just slips out, and then you lift it out of the pocket, and you untie the bow. And it opens up for different wallet photos. I left them black, and it has the back covered where the magnet is. And so that just slips back in. You just tie it into a bow, not a knot, because you want to be able to open it again. So just loosely tie it in a bow here. This holds the album shut and then slides back in right in the center, and then you just latch it. And then flip it over. Now the first and the last page of this album also have a sleeve pocket, and inside those I have added these large photo mats that you can add photos on the front and the back. The next page has another flip with a magnet, pretty lace, pearls, some of these rosette trim that you can get by Prima. And what's great about these, I left mine this color, but you can spray them with the color bloom spray inks and change the colors on these if you want. This flips open this way. Slide this over. Back side here for some journaling. This is another pocket here that you just pull this out, and I left this for lots of room for photos. Trim the inner spine, the gusset area here with some of that ribbon and lace, and this side has a flip up. Lots of the glitter here, another loopy bow with some hug snug ribbon. This is a beautiful button that I had in my stash that I've had for quite some time. I don't even know where it came from. And this is some Bow Bunny trim here, elements, and this lifts up. It's held shut by a magnet. I may have to zoom out some here. Bear with me for just a moment. There we go. So you have room for pictures here, and I've also included several photo mats that I cut that you can either attach to the page or you can just slip into the pocket, and that closes with a magnet. The next page has this pretty arrangement of some of the die cut elements that come in one package from Kaiser Craft for the Betsy Couture collection. I did use 3D lacquer for the face of this clock and glitter on the others. I added a button, some of the Prima flowers, and a little bit more of the peacock feathers. And this just slides out. This is a short pocket. It looks deeper, but it's closed up shorter so that most of this stays up above so that it goes in with this arrangement here. Between the gussets of my pages, I put strips of paper from the collection to decorate that up, and most of them have a saying through the center. This page is just a simple pocket, again another short pocket so that this stays up above. These fussy cut, well, I didn't fussy cut, these are actually from the die cut collection, and so as together, and this unicycle here on the side. For this pocket, I did another arrangement. I used a Prima crystal element. This pulls out, it's decorative punched on all four corners. This is also a Kaiser Craft rose flower with some of the Hug Snug ribbon bow in the back. This is also in that package. So when you get that one package from Kaiser Craft, you get a lot of elements to put into your project layouts or album. The next page is also, and in the center of this one is the piece that I created to hold the charms on the back, on the spine of the album. This is a Bow Bunny flower that I added the glitter glue to, and another Bow Bunny charm element. This lifts up, it's held with a magnet, and again we have photo mats if you want to arrange them on there depending on the orientation of your photos, vertical or horizontal, so you can just wait and do that when you're ready, and that closes like that. And on this page, this is, I had seen this before and really liked it. This is a pocket, though I don't have anything slipped down into it. You could, and I trimmed it with the Prima rosette ribbon, and I created a album which is glued onto the page with the ribbon binding, and so this lifts up. It does have a magnet closure here to hold it down, and each page is covered with the Betsy Couture paper, and so you could add photos into there if you wanted to. Strings there. Okay, this is just one of the cut aparts from the paper that I matted on black cardstock and then added the pearls, the flat back pearls, which are also Prima. For this page, there's another pocket with the roses again. This holds a little mini album, and this pocket looks like a full-size pocket, but it's actually attached on the right and the left, and it's only open here in the center, and it is short also. So this little album will only fit right there in that pocket. And this is pieced with different papers from the collection, some black cardstock, and then I added the glitter glue. This little album, I made this with a button, rhinestone button, and a hairband elastic to do the binding on this one. And the little pages inside I covered with scraps of the Betsy Couture collection, and these were made with glassine bags folded in half. So that created that little album, and that just slips in there. And this page, I really love this page. This is another pocket. I attached a faux flap, so this does not pull down, but behind it, it creates into this pocket. I created this tag out of the cardstock and then glued all these matching Kaiser Craft roses, some Prima flowers, the Prima leaves, and glittered, and some a bow, and that slips in there. And then also this is a photo mat, a large photo mat that slips back in there behind it. So this gives us a lot of layering look. Here I arranged the different flowers from the Kaiser Craft Rose collection and the leaves, and I added the glitter glue to this clock face. And the Remember banner, I attached it, just kind of folded it a little bit and attached it on each end, and then added the glitter and this pretty lace and ribbon down here. And then I made a second little mini album with the elastic closure and the rhinestone button and the glassine bags folded in half and some scraps of the paper to make another little mini album that just slips in behind here into the pocket along with this tag here. So make sure this gets all the way down in there like that. And then for the next side, also on this page, I did use the other part of the circular big large clock to get this look in the background, so that's pieced there in there. The next page is another flap with a magnetic closure. And I just kept that one really simple. This is a tag, another tag I made that slides into this pocket that I made like a belly band, but then I sealed it at the bottom with a clock with the glitter on the face. And then that just flips over like that and closes. This is more of the die cut out of the package, and then this is just printed on the paper, but I added the glitter and added some of these pieces down here in the word family. And then on our last page in the back, let me put something under here to kind of hold this up a little bit. Okay, this is a small waterfall section in here that is simply tied with the Hug Snug ribbon, and then we have this where I added the family and glitter on the flower and added a rhinestone button in the center, and this flips up so you can add photos here like that, and then just keep it closed by tying a loose bow. Remember not to tie, we don't tie it in a knot because we want to be able to open it. So I just loop that. And then also this is the last page, does have the large photo mat with the topper piece here, and that just slips into the end of the page. And I left the inside cover plain. I did run out of papers, so for this I just decided to leave it plain, and there you see the closure with the hairband, and that just wraps around and close with the over the doorknob. So I had a great time creating this album. I love how it turned out. If you'd like to see it up close, it'll be on display at the store, Flossie Scrapper in Burleson, Texas. And we'd appreciate it if you check out her online store, as well as visit the store if you're ever in Texas. It's south of Fort Worth, the Dallas-Fort Worth area, but it's more south of Fort Worth. Nice drive out to go visit Vicki at Flossie Scrapper, and so we'd love to have you there. And I want to thank you for watching. This is my first video showcasing product from Flossie Scrapper, and I had a wonderful time creating this album. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.